plus 2 equals to 0, x equals to what? Minus 2. You can see that now. That means our x equals to what? 2, or let's say minus 2 or 2. That means when our y is 0, we can have, when y is 0, x is what? Minus 2. So minus 2, 0. We also have, when y is 0, we have 2, 0. And these are the points that we have for our coordinates. Then let's see, this one is when y is 0, that's x-intercept. So let's now talk about, remember, don't let us forget our coordinate. The first one, let me just call this 1, let me call this 2, let me call this 3. Now, then when I want to now determine the y-intercept, that's when y-intercept when our x equals to 0. Y-intercept, x equals to 0. So if x equals to 0 here, we have y equals to x squared minus 4. So if x equals to 0, y will now be equals to 0 squared minus 4. What's 0 squared? 0. 0 minus 4. Minus 4. So that means when x is 0, y equals to what? Minus 4. That's what it means. So this is our what? Our fourth coordinate. So we can now use this code. What is the significance of trying to determine this coordinate so that we can know the shape of our graph so that we will not be derailed. So in that situation, what it means is that it is now high time we drew or we sketched our curve. And if we are to sketch our curve, we must consider, remember that this is our what? Our negative y. This is our what? Our positive y. Take note of that. This is our what? Our positive x. This is our negative x. Now we have a point here where y has a where the negative y has the maximum. That's minus 4. So that means there is a point somewhere where x is 0 and y, this is what? 0, 0 region. Take note of that. So here we have 0, x is 0, y is minus 4. So it's somewhere around here. Minus 4. And that's the value of our y is minus 4 here when x is 0. So if we mark this point, it will be 0, minus 4. Take note of that. Then we also have when x is 2. When x is 2, y is 0. When x is 2, y is 0, automatically it will be somewhere here. 2, 0. As when x is 2, y is 0. So it will be somewhere here. Then we also have when x is 0, y is minus 2. So when x is 0, y is minus 2. There will be somewhere here. When x is 0, y is minus 0 minus 2, somewhere here. I hope you can see the way we are locating our points. Then there is another one. When x is minus 2, y is 0. So it will be somewhere here. When x is minus 2, y is 0, somewhere here. So you can see all our points. Take note of all our points. Now, we have, then which other one? When x is 2, y is 0, I've done that. Then that means I have satisfied all the points. So I have how many points in all? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're having two graphs. The first graph is y. The first graph is somewhere around here. That's y equals to x minus 2. Remember. Then the second graph is y equals to x squared minus 4. So the graph of the graph of y equals to x squared minus 4 will definitely be, look at what we have as our point. Here we have this, and we have this. So automatically it will be, look at what you are having. So it's cutting across this region. So that means the graph can start, the curve can start from here. It will go through this and go through this. You can see what we have. So in this situation, that is the graph of, you can now write on this one, y equals to x squared minus 4. Then the second graph, this one is a straight line graph, and that's the graph of y equals to x minus 2. And the graph of y equals to x minus 2 has which coordinates? 2, 0, which is here. And also has 0, -2 coordinates. So it has 2, so take note of that. Y equals to x minus 2 has 2, 0 and 0, -2. So these are the 2 points. 0, -2, 2, 0. That means there is a straight line somewhere here. There is a straight line that will cut this and also goes and cuts this way. So that one is the line of y equals to x squared minus 2. X minus 2. Now, this is what you have. But let's now consider what we are given for this very one. How are you going to determine the shaded region or the shaded portion? Look at what we have. The original equation inequality is y is less than or equals to what? X minus 2. So whenever you have this kind of scenario where your y is less than or equals to, that means it will be a region below this. Look at, there is a region below and there is a region above. So since it is less than or equals to this, then it will be a region below that will be shaded. So look at how I'm going to shade. I will shade it this way because it's less than or equals to. So I will shade this region. And that is the solution to question 7. Now look at question 8. It is just a bit tricky in the sense that your constants was taken to the other side. So it is your duty to bring it back to normalize the quadratic inequality. In this situation, what we need to do here is to transfer this one back. By so doing, this one appears like equal sign. So we have x squared plus 2x minus 15 greater than 0. So that is what we're going to have there. So by so doing, the next thing to do is to solve this by factorization method. And to solve this by factorization method, we have x squared plus 2x minus 15. So what we need to do is to multiply this by this, and we'll have minus 15x squared. So we look for two factors of 15. That addition or subtraction will give us the one in the middle. So what are the factors of 15? We have 1 and 15. We also have 3 and 5. So this plus this is 16. Do you have anything like 16 here? No. This minus this is 14. Do you have anything? So this one cannot work. Then let's see this. 3 plus 5, 8. There's something like that. But we have 3 minus 5 minus 3. That will give us plus 2. So we are suspecting this. So how will it fit in here? It is one will be negative, one will be positive. Since we have plus 2, which one will be negative? It will definitely be minus 3 that will be negative. So give us, then this one will be positive. Then since we are dealing with x, we can just say minus 3x plus 5x. So anywhere we see plus 2x, we are going to replace it with this. Take note of that. So let's go back to our original quadratic inequality. Then we have x squared. I'm starting from here. Plus. So instead of writing plus, I have what? Plus 2x. And anytime I see plus 2x, I will replace with this. I will have minus 3x plus 5x. Then I'll write the last constant, which is minus 15. Greater than 0. Now I dissect it. So I dissect it this way. What is common here? X is common. X into x minus 3. Then what is common here? Plus 5 is common. I have x minus 3 greater than 0. I said earlier that before you can convince yourself beyond reasonable doubt that you have succeeded in factorizing quadratic inequality of this kind, the content in the bracket must be the same. That is the only condition. Then in this situation we have this. Then the next thing we need to do is to simplify, which is x minus 3, x plus 5 greater than what? 0. Now we have gotten to the junction. Now this is the time to use our graphical method to determine what we have. So the first thing we need to do is to check whether our a is greater than 0 or a is less than 0. X times x, that is plus x squared. So since you're having plus x, so automatically our a is greater than 0 at this point. Then that means our graph will be a minimum curve this way. Then where this is our y and this is our x. Now let's determine our critical values. To determine our critical values, we equate each one to 0. X minus 3 equals to 0, x equals to what? 3. X plus 5 equals to 0, x equals to what? Minus 5. Okay, that means 3 and minus 5, which one is greater? 3 is greater than minus 5, so the minus 5 comes first, then 3 comes here. Now, the next thing to ask ourselves, we know vividly that this is a positive region, this is a negative region, and this is a positive region. We ask ourselves, are we, the contents in the bracket, product of column in bracket, is it positive or negative? Here, it is what? Positive, because anything greater than 0 will definitely be positive. So we'll go to our positive regions and shade. This is the first one, we shade this side, it's positive, we also shade this side. And since we can see that the two regions are not convergent, so automatically they will be separate. And I said that you trace your vertical y, the one that you have on the left hand side will be less than, the one that you have after this will be what? Greater than. Then I come here and say x is less than minus 5 or x is greater than what? 3. So I go to my option and see the one that matches that. X is less than minus 5 and x greater than 3. Automatically that is option D. So x greater than 3 or x is less than minus 5. So let me talk about question 9. Find the range of values of m which satisfy this. This one has been simplified. This one is not different from the one we just did, but the difference is that this one has been simplified, so there is no point disturbing ourselves. In this situation, we have minus m minus 3, m minus 4 less than 0. This is what we have. If you look at this very well, by the time we multiply m times n, that's plus m squared. So automatically what it means is that our m is greater than 0. So we definitely have what? Or our a is greater than 0. We definitely have what? A minimum curve. So it's this same curve, where this is our y and this is our x. Then at that point, we check our critical values. M minus 3 equals to 0. M equals to 3. M minus 4 equals to 0. M equals to 4. So which one is greater between 3 and 4? Automatically, the one that is greater is 4. So 3 comes first, then